Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome to my YouTube channel. Esoteric Philosopher here, ready to go on a ride on an esoteric live cloud surfing. Let's go. We're about to jump in esoteric cloud. Esoteric também. And we're gonna about to see, to look at the sky and do some analysis, do some alignments, and have fun, okay? Thank you very much for being here. Your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions, and a whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and uniqueness. And responsibility as well, if I didn't said so. Happy Jupiter Day in Aries. Today we are expanding and traveling into spaces, physically or internally, where we can create, or we have to create, new ways to express and see ourselves and how we feel about the new visions that we are creating or being presented with as well. Other than that, I hope you're enjoying yourself as well. Welcome to my YouTube channel if it is your first time. If it's not, thank you very much for being a regular customer. It's my pleasure to have you here once again or for the first time. Alright? So, before we jump into the astrology, remember to check the links in the description of the live stream, and remember to support the channel in any way you seem cool to yourself via like, donation, subscription, and things like that. You can find everything in the links down below. My LinkTree, my Patreon, Mysterious LinkTree, Mysterious Ko-Fi page. Alright? And we gonna get started real quick after we shout out Mysteria, my beautiful partner. She has her own content as well of spirituality, astrology, gaming, her crafting, her creativity and individuality. So go check that out in the description down below. Hey Mysteria, welcome to the live stream. How you doing today? Hope you're doing alright. And shout out to my SoulGroup and to everybody out there, changing the world by being themselves and showing others that the best way to be is to be themselves. Shout out to my Pokemon Unite team, Team Unique Stars. We are looking for European region members to join our team, so go ahead and join us yourself or share the word. Let's go get started. We are here to talk about Sun going into Leo, Mercury already in Leo, and Venus already in Cancer. Fun fact today, Venus and Mercury are in the same degrees. They are in 4 degrees right now. Venus over there, 4 degrees Cancer. Mercury over there, 4 degrees Leo, and today's energies from the magic square and from the free space are also coinciding in the same number, so we have some alignment, some mirroring, self-reflection, completion, fulfillment, or just realization type of energy where you can see things clear and the truth or what you can see in a more aligned way might not be quote-unquote good or comfortable or pleasurable. Thank you, Mr. You're amazing too. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you. So just take that clarity to give you a sense of sureness and strength and following the quote-unquote following the sun. As the sun goes into Leo, we also give access, or we want to be more powerful within ourselves and the expression of our creativity and believing firmly in our visions and imaginations, right? So you can start today in a more clear way, but we'll go more deep into that. We're also going to do a little tarot reading over here and a Esoteric Philosopher over here. Thank you very much for being here. Let's get started. So, hold on a little bit, my internet. Okay, we back. No, we cool? I hope the stream is not lagging. Y'all, I hope the stream is not lagging. So, okay, let's focus. Today's energy, Sun in Cancer, more practical about the new emotions, feelings, and senses of connection or spiritual purpose that we have been creating and expressing or just seeing in the world. Alright? You can find a real place, a real fixed and sustainable place for yourself where you can create a new connection with that place or business or partner. Okay. And Jupiter Day in Aries. Let's go. It's reversed Ace of Wands. Alright guys, I hope you guys can see that clearly. So we have way to express ourselves, creative idea, or just a way to show a certain principle or spiritual concept, okay? But it's in reverse. So either we are doing that in the wrong space, in the wrong time, around the wrong people, or we are not expressing, we are still doing this but not fully, or we are doing this too much, or we think we're doing this because we're in that space, but we're expressing something that it's not unique and personal and created by yourself. You think that it is, and it might not be, so then it's not really perceived as really unique, and it doesn't create as such an impact, because the ace is that uniqueness, is that impact, that single strike, that single blow, very powerful, okay? So we are doing, because you might be doing it too much, I might be doing it too little. Everybody has the opportunity to still be in that space, but not really interpret that space in the real way. So make sure to be clear and to see your gift, to see your power, to show your imagination, or just to have a better imagination about yourself and your circumstances as well. All right? And let's see how can we clarify things or do this in a higher way, in a lighter way, in a more possible way. All right, y'all, let's go. Oh yeah. We already got it. Let's go. Oh, no, that's the one. And it is, oh, interesting, the Golden Atlantean Dragon. Just remember your power. Remember that you created your body. You helped create the world. You can create a thought, an idea, or you can create a container or a receptor or an emisser of an idea or a thought. So you have the power to create. You have the power to act and react. Okay, just today remember that you always have the power to do something or to imagine, feel in a certain way. Okay, let me read the text. Helps you remember the wisdom of Golden Atlantis. Atlantis means the city that was underwater. That means when we were just spirits or lesser life forms in another density level. So we were on water, on a more dense fluid, and we created things there, and these things were created out of there as well. And golden means when we were so experienced in that area that we already knew how to do efficiently, and we already knew how to express ourselves sufficiently in that specific fluid. Now we are on a different one, and we might struggle in adapting and reacting, so we remember when we were already very wise. Okay, awaken, bring back your knowledge, because you already did it, just in a different level. Bring back your knowledge, gift, and talents. I told you, a gift. You might have a gift, a power over here. I told you it's sinking, right? Reclaim your mastery. Okay, it's the same concept here. Remember your power. Remember that you have the power to create, act, repel. Right? Is it? Mm-hmm. But it has a lot of quality right now. Yeah. I think it was just a moment.
The sound is good. Just the image.
It's okay now?
Yeah.
All right. And if the math does not fail me, if it does, correct in the chat, y'all, just for us to be sure, to be clear about today's energies. Today, in the Magic Square calendar, if you spend a lot of time in their factories, infrastructures, listening to their shows, either radio or TV, if you're just paying too much attention to their things, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It's just by default, when you pay too much attention outside of your space, you suffer, or you feel tired physically, or you don't feel like you receive enough. All right? So if you spend too much time paying attention to their thing, okay, or in their space, in their time, today's energies equate to the number 7. So you were either separating, or you right now feel the need to separate, you feel rested, or you feel like you received some type of message. Be very careful with that. You might receive a type of message and feel inspired to separate from something you were doing into following that message. So be aware of that. And if you are in your own space, if you were thinking more about yourself and paying attention to your own space, today's energies also equate to the number 7, so you can rest or you can refresh. You go still inside of your space, you pay attention to something inside of your space that you were not paying attention as much before, and you still are inside of your space feeling refreshed within your space. That's a good example of the number 7 in your personal space. All right, so let's keep moving and let's get to the astrological analysis of Sun in Leo, or Sun going into Leo, because as you can see, the Sun is in 29 degrees Cancer. So tomorrow, or today's in the transition of today, the Sun will get into 0 degrees Leo, 30 degrees Cancer. So right now transiting, we have access to both energies, and that's steam energy. If you join physical fire with physical water, you obtain steam, and you can do that internally. When you are too hot and you drink water, you create steam just because it's denser within you. That steam is just a lighter liquid or fluid within you. It's not literal steam as you see outside, but in comparison to the fluids within you, it kind of is steam. Okay, so it's more fluid, it flows faster, it can create certain types of effects. Okay, or you can do that if you're feeling down, or if you're feeling too much in one place, you can bring fire, change, inspiration, and excitement, or just expressing yourself, or having fun, and you can burn those waters and they evaporate and you feel lighter, right? We are going through that right now, but we have to be more specific, because if we were if we were in the end of Pisces season and start of Aries season, it will be steam as well. Or if you were in the end in Scorpio season, and if you were in the start of Sag season, it will be steam as well. But this steam is specific because we are dealing with cardinal water and fixed fire, right? So during this whole Cancer season, we were creating new feelings, new emotions, new senses of connection, new senses of privacy, and new senses of spiritual purpose as well. And now we want to express in a fixed way. So we were creating new things. Now we want to be sure, or we want to feel sure. We want to feel in one or various of those things that we were creating as new in Cancer season. But you can't do it with every new thing, because you traveled into many different spaces, emotionally speaking, right, on Cancer season. So with this Sun in Leo that we're going to experience, we kind of have to choose, or we have to kind of select or be happy about it. Yeah, because like select and choose, it's more like earth and air, right? But with the Sun in Leo, it's like, with the Sun going into Leo right now, we have hold on guys, my internet connection is kind of flunky right now. Let me... So, we were creating a lot of new feelings and emotions, right? And we remember it, right? It's water, especially water. We can remember it. We can go back to it real fast. So right now, as we go into Sun in Leo, we are going to pay more attention to specific of those spaces, to specific ones of those new spaces that we were in, or that we created, or that we travel in. Okay? Or we're gonna feel more attracted to spaces, to those new spaces that were receiving attention by somebody else, or a large group of spirits as well, or people, right? So everybody will have to be happy about with whatever space works right now emotionally, until we get really into Leo season and we can be sufficiently solidified in our own fixed way to see the world, to see ourselves, to feel towards the world, to feel towards ourselves, and to express all of those things in a fixed, sturdy, way that also deals with fun, enjoyment, creativity, and spirituality. Okay? But where is you going to fix your attention? That's basically all of those all of those words that I was saying right now basically meant where will you place your fixed attention, because it's fixed. It can go to many spaces. It can go more than one space, but it can go to many spaces. Okay, so you have either to choose, but it's more like, because this new wave, imagine you have a lot of baskets, right? And they are all different. They have different sizes. They're made of different materials, and there is a whole new wave like coming into that space, and that wave will pass through the baskets, and some baskets will be more filled with light, with attention and spiritual ideas and creative ideas than others. So then the space that you choose to pay more attention to, then you have to later on be happy or create your own way to be happy about that space. Either it's very profitable or not. Okay, because this is more fire. This is more about yourself. It's more about your choices. It's less about the outcome. But if the outcome is how you feel or how you see yourself, and if you can be strong and sturdy in your expression of those things, then that's a good outcome, and that outcome is important. But it's like you created new spaces, and now you're going to fix our attention into those new spaces, but not all, some specific ones, and then whatever happens, you have to create a sufficient way to feel strong and confident about your choices and how you were individually fixed in those places. Because there was many spaces that you could fix your attention. You choose those 3 or you choose those 4. Okay, and then no matter what others say, what you think, the outcome, if you have a lot of money, if you don't have a lot of money, if you have a lot of success or not, if you have what you want or need or not, you have to construct, with the Sun in Leo, a strong sense of individuality towards these choices that you are doing right now on the subconscious realm, because we are coming out of water into fire. So then you have to have a clear light, a fixed light. You have to show, like, you bring your sun into those space to see clearly and transform all the bad decisions, even the good decisions. It will be a lighter process, but they will be focused later on the Leo season. You'll have a stronger way to see, act, and express about the new spaces that you were creating on Cancer season. All right. So this analysis is a bit kind of complex because it is both energies. We have access to both energies. We have access to creating new emotions and feelings. We have access to being fixed in our own way, to see and feel about the world, about ourselves, and to be fixed in our own way to express ourselves and our creativity. So another example of this transit, of this of this cusp, is you went through many spaces and you experienced some things, right? And right now you want to be expressive about specific experiences that you had in different spaces and how you can connect them. And then you have to be more logical. You have to make sense about that, aka do 180 degrees away from Leo Aquarius, right? So let's see how the sun is aligning right now with the other alignments, and maybe in the future I'll do like a tarot reading for every house about the sun specifically, then another live about Mercury specifically, and then another live about Venus in Cancer specifically, because right now it will be just a lot of time, right, for 3 alignments. So let's do analysis, astrological analysis. Sun in Leo, right? Or yeah, we can say Sun in Leo, right? It's still in the cusp, but Sun in Leo conjuncting Mercury. So we are paying attention to whatever is in our mind, Make sure to not forget about our feelings, but we're gonna feel more light, more enjoyable, or you're gonna feel the necessity to express those thoughts and ideas. Make sure to not forget about your feelings, and make sure to not be too authoritarian about your mind or others' minds, because then you can transform into a Aquarius. Hi, Momo. Momo is in the room. How you doing, girl? You can transform us into the dark side of Leo, which is like Aquarius, and with your expression, with your fixed thoughts that you are now expressing and relating with others, you can kind of create a very hot field where others feel tired when they try to express themselves, you know? So be aware of that. Sun in Leo, fatal attracting Venus in Cancer, you're going to feel more positive, more sturdy, and more entertained by deep, closed, and fresh or refreshed relationships. All right, so you might refresh, you might reconnect, or you might create a new connection, and then you feel entertained and you want to pay a lot of attention to that relationship, but it might not be the right relationship for you. Okay, so once again, use that Aquarius 180 degrees angle from Leo to make sense, to be realistic, to see if that relationship can help you associate yourself with the world to build something in your name and your image. Take Leo, your individuality, and take that to the whole world. But you need a support, or you need a place to feel comfortable, aka Cancer, and Venus is there right now. So our relationships right now, business, romantic, family, they have to make us feel comfortable, yet initiative about sharing our individuality with the world in a realistic way that we can build and construct an image and name, aka brand, for ourselves. Sorry, guys. Not sorry. Let's go. Sun in Leo, squaring Mars in Taurus. So we need to learn how to be more serious and how to be more practical and how to be more profitable and a bit more private about expressing things that deals with our creativity, passion, motivation, anger, and frustration. And we need to learn how to see things more lightly and to see that we have the strength to act upon our will whenever we have a physical obstacle in our creativity, in our passion, in our motivation, whenever we feel frustrated and angry about money, resources, or stability. We have to learn how to have a strong vision in your dream, in your individuality, in seeing yourself in a higher way, and still have fun and enjoyment while being stable and practical, okay? Your passions and motivations, or on the negative side, paying too much attention to realistic and practical frustrations and angriness, okay? That's the negative side of this alignment. Sun in Leo, trining Jupiter in Aries, the gift to expand how we express ourselves and how we see ourselves, if we have the will to travel to new spaces, to create new visions and then travel there, create new ideas and act on them. We're not thinking about what others think, not thinking about the result or the outcome. Just take that experience and have a sturdy spaceship of confidence, a sturdy spaceship of expressing yourself, a sturdy spaceship of having a higher mentality, right? And then you go through that cardinal, innovative, rash, destructive, impulsive, exciting, creative experience, and whatever is the outcome, you still have that strong sense of security in yourself to take the highest, to see the sun, to see all the gems in that Jupiter in Aries. We have the gift to see the gems with Jupiter in Aries. And how you access it, it's how I said, you are fixed on your own way to see, yet you go through cardinal and changeable experiences. Alright? Then, Sun in Leo, opposing Saturn in Aquarius. That's very interesting, because Saturn is in retrograde. So, we have the opportunity to see. No, it's not the opportunity. It's a big ass opportunity. It's like, because a sextile, the opportunity, you kind of can choose, or you kind of have to go into the opportunity. If the alignment is weird, you kind of have to chase the opportunity, or if the alignment is weird, you have to dodge the opportunity. You have to stay away from the opportunity, right? But with opposition, you have no choice. You're already there. You're already there. You position yourself in a certain way, all the bullets are coming through you. So you can dodge some, but you gotta take some. So what you have to do is either choose the right way to take them, or be like karate, kung fu like, and you make contact with them, but you move in such a slick way, they just, and they just pass through you, you feel the heat, but you don't die. You don't transform in a negative way. Okay, so that's an opportunity. Boom. That's a light. That's direct. Okay? You have no time to dodge. It's there. It's right now. The only thing that, because this, like, you have no choice. Okay? Hold on. We always have a choice. Okay? But you are a spirit amongst a lot of spirits. And there is certain currents that you can't fight against. You can change those currents. There is certain currents that you can change. Literally, you can change the course of certain events, right? Either internal or external. Keep that in mind, because we create the external events as well. But don't try to save others too much. That's out of your responsibility. But that's another video, because that connects to saving the world, right? So keep that. Hold on. So when the opposition is happening, you don't have the choice to dodge the event, the wave, but you have the choice in how to surf it, or what board to use to surf, or you just stay there and boom, take the tsunami, right? You have that choice. You have to go in the tsunami, in that big ass wave, but you can choose how to go. So Sun in Leo, Saturn in Aquarius, we are seeing past ways when reality asked us to be more realistic, to make more sense, and we wanted to express our feelings, our imaginations, and our creativity, and we felt limited, or we felt supported. Okay? Because Leo and Aquarius opposition is the quote-unquote the best opposition, because it's all about individuality, and spirituality is your individuality. So the opposition of Leo and Aquarius is the more spiritual, okay? Is the fastest, or the lighter, the one with less knots and roundabouts. It's just a more direct opposition. They don't shock as much. They also do shock, but if it's aggressive or negative, they just end up laughing, or the hate is more powerful than love in that case, and they end up boosting up each other. And when they see each other, or when they think about each other, they smile lightly, not that deep as well, So all of this to say that it's easy when there is an opposition in the alignment, is in Leo and something else is in Aquarius, that opposition has more chances to be harmonious than any other opposition, basically. But there's still, if you too flanked out, you're gonna still get a punch instead of a helping hand. Okay. So, what is the negative side of Sun in Leo, Saturn in Aquarius? You expressing or paying attention, or paying too much attention, fixate your attention, your light, to past moments when you felt limited when expressing yourself. So now you want to do that with others. Okay? Keep that in mind. Don't do that. Sun in Leo, Neptune in Pisces, misunderstanding the messages and the expressions and the imaginations about the subconscious, about others' dreams, illusions, and imaginations, and just about the feelings that are in a space around you. Because right now Neptune is in Pisces, so around you there is a lot, making you pay more attention to that. So right now it feels or it looks like there is more feelings and dreams and illusions around here. But it's not. It's just we are more aware to them. And then, boom, Leo, to make us more consciously aware. If Neptune was making us subconsciously aware, Leo will make us consciously aware of those dreams, illusions, and imaginations of the subconscious realm. And that's where the misunderstanding comes from. Because consciousness can only go so far into the subconscious realm. And then you misunderstand certain, because you go there and you see a little bit of a subconscious pattern. And you think it like you see 5%. And you think that you only see the tip of the iceberg. And you think that's everything. And then it's not. You still have some more creativity under there, for an example, okay? Then, Sun in Leo, squaring Uranus in Taurus, learning how to see changes in reality, agriculture, money, etc. in a lighter way, learning how to be more individual and unique in the real world while expressing yourself in a way that makes sense. AKA, sense as in profitable, organized, being fixed on your values while making profit and receiving care and support, or you being supportive while being unique, individual, and spiritual. AKA, make a good example is like make a business out of expressing yourself or selling a book, for an example. That's a great example of this alignment. About some selling a book about some spiritual shit. Sun in Leo, misunderstanding in conjuncting Pluto in Capricorn, misunderstanding deep transformations, and that's kind of good because Pluto and in Cap, especially because the full moon was in Cap, can feel kind of deep right now, can feel kind of scary, kind of traumatic, and we misunderstanding those changes and transformations can kind of help us, because it might feel deep, but it doesn't mean it is deep, because remember, it's in Capricorn, so it feels deep because of that Saturn and opposition to the moon, but it's Capricorn, it's still Earth, so it doesn't go as deep as water or fire, right? So keep that in mind. It still goes deep. Keep that in mind. It's Pluto. It always, you have something on your lower chakras, it brings that to the higher chakras, and you have something on the higher chakras, it brings that to the lower chakras. You feel reversed sometimes. The tower moment, right? So we are misunderstanding deep changes that caused some trauma in us and that can make us take things lighter, and that's good or bad. It might help you, or it might make you not responsible. It might make you not take power and control over certain situations that you need to take power and control over. All right? Okay, that was Sun in Leo. Let's go.
Estou agora a publicar uma parte do nosso podcast também.
Look, guys, look what me and Mysteria did. This is a rising clock, okay? So, how this works. This is actually a perfect time to explain how this works, because the sun is right now changing from Cancer to Leo, right? The sun? No, keep in mind. What is changing is how it's the angle where we perceive the sun from, all right? So, right now, when the sun rises, in the morning, in the rising, the Cancer constellation would rise as well. That spiritually means that we, everybody, were paying more attention to that group of stars and the waves that they send here to us and how we interact with them. But now, the Leo constellation have been appearing more and more and more as well, and it will take the spotlight. And tomorrow, 30 degrees Cancer, 0 degrees Leo, the sun will rise with the first degree of the Leo constellation. So today, when the sun rose, you know, this represents the rising. Okay, this is Cancer, this is Leo. But at the start of Cancer season, it was more like this. You see, this is the rising. It was more like 0 degrees Cancer, and now it will be 0 degrees Leo. And then when we are like 20 degrees Leo, the sun, or the part of the Leo constellation that rises with the sun, because we are being Leo season means that we are paying more attention to the Leo constellation, but every day, every degree, we pay attention or more attention to a specific group of stars or to a specific wavelength of that constellation. That's what the degrees and the decans represent. So imagine we are 20 degrees Leo right now. When the sun rises, that specific part of the Leo constellation also rises. And what that means is, right now the sun rises at 6 and 29 a.m. and the sun will be back to rise at 6 a.m. Alright? Hi Momo. But then it all depends, because here in Portugal, for example, we have 2 time periods for winter and summer. So then the rising of the sun changes from 6 to 7, and then all those conversions with the sun, with the degrees of the sun, might change as well. But for example, right now it's 9:39 p.m. Ooh, great energy. 9:39 p.m. for me here in Portugal, right? So today the sun rose like this, or when the sun rose, the constellations behind it were like this. We're paying more attention to these, right? So that's at like 6:29 a.m., right? Then at 8:29 p.m. it was like this: 8, 10:29, 12:29, 14:29, 16, 29, 18, 29, 20, 29, and 21 and 39 should be like this. So we are going right now, passing through Pisces, going, or what the constellation that is rising right now is Pisces and Aries. The last star, the stars of Pisces, the tail of the fish, and the horns, the first parts of Aries, are rising right now in my geographical location. In your geographical location, it will be different. So yeah, and it's like this. I think I was showing this in the wrong side. Sorry, y'all. It's more like this. But you get it. You get the point. Okay. Mercury also in Leo. Let's go. Oh wait, did I make a tarot card for today's energy, not for Sun in Leo? Oh, okay. Do you know what we can do? We can make a card for each alignment real quick. No Dragon Oracle, just tarot card. Alright? So Sun in Leo, paying attention to our visions, being fixed in our own way to express ourselves, being fixed in our visions, being fixed in our spirituality, being fixed in our creativity, being fixed in our entertainment, being fixed in what we pay attention to, being fixed in what we like to entertain, being fixed in what we like to be entertained by, being fixed in fun and enjoyment, being fixed in pleasure. Paying attention to things that entertain ourselves, paying attention to others that express themselves in a unique way. But you might not want to admit that. Whew, let's go. 4 of Pentacles. So we're going to pay attention, or preferably we want to pay attention to think and organized way about our physical surroundings. So that can help you, or that feel fun and enjoyment. If you think faith or the sight of your own internal shape and form, okay, your own frequency and vibration, be careful with that. But if you can still be spiritual, and that was relating with something that I said before in the live stream, being realistic, having a business about being spiritual and expressing yourself. It was like selling a book about some spiritual shit, right? That's a good example of this card, okay? You take your individuality, you take your creativity, and you make really good sense out of it. You make a really realistic, sturdy, organized, and profitable, sustainable shape and form to transmit, to sell, aka your creativity, individuality, and spiritual perspectives that you are fixed on. Let's go. Mercury in Cancer, thinking, communicating about entertainment, our feelings, our imaginations, our creativity, and analyzing ours and others' unique expressions, feelings, and spiritual perspectives as well. Mercury doesn't like to be in Leo. Mercury falls in Leo. Mercury is exalted in Aquarius. But it's alright because Aquarius already thinks too much and Leo sometimes don't think enough. So Mercury is kinda chilling in Leo. It's not like Virgo in Pisces or Mercury in Pisces is a bit quote unquote worse. But it can make you connected to some really spiritual shit and you can talk about it like you're explaining some math or some rocket science and people be like, whoa, that's shit is so complex but we explain it real simple. And Mercury in Leo is kind of like that but lighter. It's not as whoa, as deep. It's more like, oh man, real shit, that shit is so cool. Oh, let's go and do this, let's follow your idea. You know, it's more like you want to relate your intellectual power in a way that makes you gather attention via being funny, via receiving attention in a more lower way, while Mercury in Aquarius makes you want to receive attention because you know something more than others or you think faster than others. So, Mercury in Leo, we have two cards that came out like that, and then this card came out like that. So we have two conscious revelations and one subconscious revelation. So we have the Emperor, Aries. You have to create new ways to see the world, express yourself, and feel about yourself and the world. And then Mercury is in Leo, so you need to fixate your mind in one or two or three of many new creations you did in order to have authority and stability in your own mind. And then Princess of Wands, also creating new ways to internally deal with your imagination, spirituality, and how you see yourself and the world. And that is all derived. These fruits grew from, or those trees grew from these roots, from this soil. Wants to change. Your spirit wants to do something new. Your spirit wants new limits and boundaries. Your spirit wants new physical manifestations. Your spirit wants new work, new routine, new profit, new way to make sense, new ways to receive profit or stability. So, but your spirit, or with Mercury and Leo, we want to do that in a very creative, imaginative, and spiritual way as well. So this represents separating from a work or a job that has nothing to do with spirituality into something that has everything to do with spirituality. And bro, the message repeats itself. I think it's because Uranus and Pluto and Mars are in Earth signs. You know, it's just all about make business, make reality, make ends meet, make stability, make profit with your individuality, with your expression, with how you entertain yourself internally, with and proud in yourself. It's all about that, bro. And because with Sun and Leo was the same. Oh, because they are conjuncting as well, right? And now Venus in Cancer. Relating, enjoying, trading in a way that feels fresh, new, and innovative, aka creating new relationships, creating new feelings towards your current relationships, create new emotions, or change the spiritual purpose behind those relationships, and the exchanges of energy, information, money, or values, or time, or love, or body fluids, or sustenances, or ideas. Oh, Queen of Cups, fixed water. Okay, this is Mercury and Sun in Leo are helping you feel the support, or you can see and make sense about in the things that you're making, or that in the things that you're paying attention to, the things you're expressing and acting on, the things you're thinking and communicating about. If you relate in a more deep, supportive, calm, sweet, and caring way, if you create a new feeling, a new spiritual purpose behind the things that you pay attention to, express, and think about, you can receive great emotional and spiritual support in a way that makes you feel safe and comfortable while expanding your spiritual awareness, subconscious awareness, and spider senses, you know. And then you feel, your spirit feels so comfortable that it expands greatly, because it's like it reaches a climax. You were like working hard, making all the money to buy that good new house or that new car, and then when you enter the house, when you enter in the car, you just feel like, oh shit, that's what this represents, right? If you do Venus in Cancer with the things that you do Leo, and which you do Sun and Leo with, you can receive great emotional and spiritual support. All right, Mercury in Cancer, we already said Mercury in Cancer, Mercury in Leo conjuncting Sun in Leo, already said that. Mercury in Leo, fatal attracting Venus in Cancer. That means we are feeling a bit, or we are relating a bit more privately, but we want to express what's in your mind. So make sure that you create a new, stable, and deep relationship that you can share the creative and unique ideas that are in your mind. Mercury in Leo squaring Mars in Taurus, learning how to be more passionately practical about the spiritual and creative things that are in your mind. Mercury in Leo trining Jupiter in Aries, a gift to expand our mind. If you have a sturdy mind, a sturdy awareness that deals with creativity, individuality, and how you see yourself in a lighter way, if you have that mind and that sense, aka the sun, going through those new experiences, you can expand your mind, or you can have a clear vision about those new and sometimes rashful experiences with Jupiter in Aries. Mercury in Leo opposing Saturn in Aquarius retrograde, feeling that you don't have the mental ability to process all of the changes and all of the returns about creating a stable foundation with your unique way to communicate, feeling that you don't have the mental power to process past moments when you were limited about communicating your individuality, or you felt alone because you felt nobody could relate with your unique mind, or just thinking in a lighter way about all of those processes, or just sharing your light, communicating your individuality, that allows you to create a solid foundation that supports and celebrates your unique way to think and communicate, aka express your individuality, express your unique thoughts to create a unique stability. Boom. Real shit, real shit. And yeah, all of that thing about making business with your creativity and things that you pay attention to also comes from Saturn in Aquarius. Real shit. Mercury in Leo squaring Uranus in Taurus, learning how to think more spiritually and more lighter about the changes in the real world, in agriculture, economy, money, politics, whatever. Or learning how to be more individual in the real world, create an individual change that is backed and supported by your unique thoughts, ideas, and ways to communicate and analyze. Always those mentalities, always backed and supported by creativity, individuality, and spirituality. Mercury in Leo in conjuncting Neptune in Pisces, having a cloudy mind when it comes to exploring your subconscious realm. Mercury in Leo, misunderstanding Pluto in Capricorn, misunderstanding the conclusions and the shapes and forms that you make about deep transformation. And last but not least, Venus in Cancer. Let's drink some water to get into that vibe. Let's go. Venus in Cancer. Creating new relationships or creating new emotions behind your relationships, creating new emotions backed and supported by new spiritual purposes that you created, or creating new spiritual meanings behind the relationships that you already have. Okay? So be careful to not create a new feeling about a certain relationship that leads you into a breakup out of necessity. Let's go, air flowing. Oh, bro, the internet is going crazy now over here. Let's go. Let me talk a bit slower. Let me move a bit slower, so you don't feel so much the lag and or the delay so much. Sun and Mercury. Venus in Cancer, sextiling Mars in Taurus. It's very interesting. An opportunity to refresh or to bring support or a sense of care to your passions, motivations, anger, and frustration that deals with the real world and being fixed on your values via relationships that are new or refreshed when it comes to new emotions, new feelings, or new spiritual purposes. The negative side is like you can create new relationships because they support or express certain moods that relate with your anger and frustration. So like they fight or they feed your hate in a certain way. Keep that in mind. Venus in Cancer, learning how to expand in a more unique way while having stable, deep, emotional, comfortable, and safe relationships and conversations and business. Venus misunderstanding, in conjuncting Saturn in Aquarius, feeling weird about reality, loving the wrong things about reality, and running away from a stable, unique organization, stability work where you can express yourself because you feel it's too cold, too dry, too repetitive, or too weird, or it's too new, or it's too changed, it's too rebellious, and you might miss out on some opportunities, or you just might be like that, hating, and because it's Venus in Cancer, it's kind of sweet, kind of funny, right? And you kind of attract somebody that they have a unique way to communicate, they have a unique network, or they have a platform where you can express your new spiritual senses and things like that. And because you're kind of hating, but they kind of got interested in you, you thought you'll never end up in there, and then you end up in there. It ends up being good. It's a misunderstanding. It can go both ways, right? Then Venus in Cancer, sextiling Uranus in Taurus, an opportunity to relate in a more comfortable, private, and to the changes in the world that make us be more unique when it comes about creating a fixed sense of stability and security in the world. Venus in Cancer, trining Neptune in Pisces, a gift to create new relationships or to refresh our relationships with deep waters filled with gold, silver, demons, sharks, butterflies, poo-poo, diamonds, ships, airplanes, Pokemons, Digimons, Jesus Christ, the devil. You know what I'm saying? Neptune in Pisces. Everything can come up to your relationships right now. And you can create new portals for it. You have a new mood. You relate that to your partner, boom. Partner, boom. You summon something from your subconscious realm. Or you reflect, you make them create a new feeling, because it's water. Water attracts water. There is a lot of constructions and systems that they do not pump water. They just make water flow from one place to another, because water attracts water, right? In a certain way. So you can make your partner feel in a certain way, and now they moody, and now they're creating a new way to feel about something. Boom, they bring something, they bring a dream, they bring an illusion, they bring a nightmare from their deep subconscious realm. That can happen. You can open portals. Positive side, if you guys are in a spiritual relationship, either you and your boyfriend, you and your girlfriend, you and your business partner, you and your best friend that you make bets with in sports, you guys create a really, really deep relationship, spiritual relationship. You have a common goal. It can be physically different, but you guys might want to achieve the same emotional space, right? And then you guys open up a portal in each other about that dream, that illusion, and then you guys make that possible come true. Okay, but it's all about relationships. It's all about teamwork makes a dream work. And you have to be really clear about it. This is so important. It is like Venus in Cancer trining Neptune in Pisces is like birthing demons and angels via your relationships. You know, it's really, really powerful. You can manifest a bucket full of gold, or you can manifest a bucket full of explosives. It's easy, but in order to help, you know it comes from your subconscious realm. You know it comes from something that your spirit was going through or is going through, but you're not aware of it. So it's familiar to you. Knows it. So those new relationships can help you initiate a new spiritual process about deep things within yourself and in your subconscious realm. Lastly, but not least, Venus in Cancer opposing Pluto in Cap. Alright, so we are creating new moods in our relationships that oppose those deep changes and transformations in reality, in creating a new status, creating a new way to feel comfortable even if the whole world ends, or manifest a really, really good relationship where they might be very dry, but they have a spiritual connection with you and you support each other greatly, or you are very dry and they are being the Cancer vessel, you are being the masculine vessel, they are being the feminine vessel. So they create a new relationship, they create a new feeling, and you bring that you went through a big ass transformation, and you meet a new relationship, a new feeling.